Super. So I'm very pleased to be here today just to present on the work of the Sustainable Scotland Network. My name is George Tarvit. I'm the manager of the Sustainable Scotland Network Secretariat, which is part of Edinburgh University. And I'm joined today by the chair of the SSN steering group, Kate Dapre. We've been asked to just provide a short introduction and overview of the work of the Sustainable Scotland Network, which is a capacity building network working with the public sector here in Scotland. SSN was set up really by local authorities in Scotland. There are 32 local governments in Scotland, and it evolved out of the action around Local Agenda 21, one of the key outputs from the Rio Earth Summit in 1992. The network members collaborated, and then they've eventually brought Sustainable Scotland Network forward and secured some funding from the Scottish Government to employ a secretariat. And we've essentially evolved and developed the network from originally a local government network to what is now a pan-public sector network. So we work across the public sector in Scotland. We have 650 odd individual members within about 180 to 200 public sector bodies here in Scotland.
SSN has members from across the whole of the public sector within Scotland. All of the major public sector bodies are represented. It's mainly sustainability and climate change leads within those organisations, but that's not exclusive. So it could just be somebody that's got an interest in sustainability and climate change issues. We don't specify that within the membership, but we also have some of our senior leaders signed up as members, some of our chief executives, some of even our directors of finance. But for the most part, it is those sustainability leads, climate change leads within those organisations, particularly those that are responsible for producing their organisation's annual public bodies climate change duties report. That's a mandatory requirement in Scotland for all public sector bodies, and it enables us to track progress across the public sector in terms of climate change mitigation and adaptation, and also to respond to that in terms of policy and also the services that SSN offers.
So the network has been there for a number of years. It's well established, and it really provides a range of sort of capacity building supports to public sector professionals who are leading the public sector's work on sustainability and climate change. And we provide support and advice on a whole range of issues related to climate action, from planning your climate change approach to understanding the policy landscape, and planning and devising projects for delivery. And a huge amount of work in terms of sharing knowledge across the membership and enabling the members at the coalface of climate change action to also link with wider activities. So we do a lot of work around networking networks, engaging with leaders. So there's a lot of work that we do to align the practitioners with the leaders in the public sector, and to create a bridge with policymakers. So there's a means by which practitioners can feed into the policy process. So we deliver a range of sort of capacity building services. And for those that are watching the video, you can find out more at the SSN website, which is www.sustainablescotlandnetwork.org.
The core one is that we are member-led and member-informed. So we use our members very much. It's about their needs. What is it that they're asking for? What is it that they want to have? So we gather info from surveys, from regular events. Secondly, that we do create that trusted space for collaboration. So people, particularly within the steering group, know that they're coming to, that they've got like-minded professionals, that it's always a very, very open discussion. So it's that trusted space where people can bring ideas and we can really get into the nitty-gritty of what's required. The other thing I think that's really important in terms of building our capacity is responding to government policy. So we essentially act as the bridge between Scottish Government and the policymakers and the public sector on the ground, the practitioners who are actually doing that. So by providing that bridge, we can really improve outcomes and make sure that policy is being properly addressed.
So one of the key drivers is obviously this compounding of climate emergency with the public health emergency that we're now living within, and the resultant economic crisis that so many countries are facing. So we have these big emergencies that the public sector is going to have to respond to. We're very much aligning our work around the sort of green recovery, which is a major sort of policy driver for the Scottish Government. We're also blessed with quite a strong legislative context for public sector climate action here in Scotland, and that legislation is being strengthened over time and is being matured. We very much have aligned our strategy to that evolving policy and legislation landscape. We've also taken stock in terms of the key support needs of the network members. And there are a number of things that our members have said that they're really looking for us to help support action on. One is clear leadership. The second is consistent methodologies and approaches. They are looking for more coordinated information and resources and access to funding. They're looking to improve monitoring and reporting of their climate change plans and action. And increasingly, they're looking for sort of professional training and development. So they were the key drivers, I suppose, the external and the membership drivers for the new SSN strategy.
The one takeaway lesson from all of this is the importance of a network and the importance of that collaborative gain, the amount of collaborative gain you can get through actually relatively modest amount of centralized resource. Collaboration is so important in the climate change, in addressing climate emergency, both mitigation and adaptation. Climate change, similar to we've seen with the recent pandemic, does not recognise geographical boundaries, organisational boundaries, political boundaries. So it's really important that we get that collaboration right, and SSN has done that through sharing of skills, knowledge, experience, resources, and about providing that collective voice. And that's so important in addressing this, particularly this year, particularly in the build up to COP26, when the spotlight's very much going to be in Scotland and our public sector and how we're responding to that. So SSN provides that mechanism to do that collaboration across the public sector.
Great, thanks very much for that, Kate. I'm just going to sort of round things off just for this presentation. Obviously, with this being the year to COP26, the spotlight is very much on Glasgow as the host city and Scotland as the host nation for COP26. SSN is hugely collaborative. We would like to work further with the PCCB. For anybody watching this video, if you would like to get in contact, we're more than happy to hear from you. We'd be very interested in taking the experience from SSN within Scotland and connecting that up to similar capacity building expertise and experience out with Scotland. So if there's anybody out there that would like to get in contact, please do go to the SSN website. You can find my contact details there and Kate's. And yeah, let's start the conversation and the collaboration. Thank you very much.